a Juno Award-winning Inuk artist dedicated to preserving Inuit culture and traditions through her music.
Her latest album was included in the Polaris long list last week, and here to tell us more is singer-songwriter Elisapie. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be with you.
Oh my God, we're obsessed with you a little bit. Okay, so we'll try not to fangirl too much, but a big congratulations.
Thank you.
So the album is called Inuktitut, and you actually take and reinvigorate stories by some legends, and 10 legends in particular. Leonard Cohen, Blondie, Pink Floyd, Fleetwood Mac, just to name a few.
Yeah.
And you take some of their iconic songs and you sing them in your mother tongue.
Yes.
Which is so amazing. So why did you decide to do that?
Well, I've always wanted to make a cover album, and it was going to be something very light in between my albums. I write songs for a living, right? I mean, this is what I do. During the pandemic, I decided, oh, maybe it's the time while I'm taking a break from tour. And then all of a sudden, happy songs like Blondie, Cyndi Lauper, to even ABBA, which I didn't take because they refused, but the only one who refused. But sorry, Blondie, I had to say thank you to Blondie. I realized these were not just little songs, these were huge songs that marked the Inuit world from being nomadic life. I mean, my town was literally not a town until the 60s.
Wow.
So I think music, and I love saying that, I stole white people's music and translated them into my language. So yeah, they were playing on the radio. And I just realized this is a journey I have to take, and it was a lot of layers and layers of storytelling through these big songs.
So good. Beautiful result.
That's fantastic. All right, so you recently unveiled a music video for a very special song, and I want to make sure I say this correctly.
Sinnatummait.
Okay, there you go. Which is of your interpretation of "Dreams" by Fleetwood Mac. All right, so tell us about the significance of this song.
So when I was a kid until much later on in my life, I had this reoccurring dream, as if it was a dream that would come back all the time. And it's me literally flying as a baby, as a kid, and I see the mountains where I'm from in Salud. And I realized recently through this work with this album that my big brother, Silassi, who looked like Bruce Lee from the north, he apparently had a motorcycle. The thing is that he passed away just before I was 3. Silassi. So I realized this is actually my first memory. So I wanted to really pay tribute to him, to the love he gave me, and to the fact that Fleetwood Mac had been very influential for me in my life because apparently he loved this band and this song. So it's kind of like a farewell in my way. So each song in this album tells a story like that. I mean, each
so
That's a beautiful story.
So beautiful.
Thank you for sharing that.
So you've also created a book of the same name as a companion piece. So talk about why you decided to do that.
Well, I realized that I have to tell a story, not just musical story, but also the stories that have not been heard of. And I'm always amazed how much people know little, and they want to know, and they need to know. And I'm like, okay, well, I need to continue the work. So there's the book. And I have very little pictures of me as a kid because my parents didn't have cameras. They were elderly, my parents who adopted me. So I was able to ask many people from my family. So it's a nice way to bring the stories of each song in the book called Inuktitut.
It's very cool. So you have been announced as an honoree in Canada Post's annual Indigenous Leaders Stamp series. You're on a stamp. And this series honors Indigenous leaders who dedicated their lives to preserving their culture and improving the quality of life of Indigenous peoples in Canada. First of all, you look stunning.
Thank you.
To say the least. So what does this mean to you?
Well, I realize it means a lot. It pays, I think there's a big impact around people in the North, my family, and not just my family, a lot of people are like, I mean, you're still alive, you're in a stamp. I'm like, yes, it's true.
Yeah.
It's only, you know, people who have passed, or Queen Elizabeth, but, well, I'm Elisapie, so I guess it's close. But I think it's really I think Canada Post did a huge step, I think, to really acknowledge and to pay tribute to people who are there right now, who are here. And also for me, it's from my little kings and queens of the North. They get to see this in their post office. I mean, my big cousin who influenced me a lot, who gave me so much love, who passed away 2 years ago. Imagine she worked at the post office, and that the post office is our hang, right?
Yeah.
In the North. So it would have been really meaningful for her,
Wow.
I think, yeah.
Well, it's meaningful for us to have you here. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Hey there, what did you think? Drop your comments below and join the conversation. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can find more on everything from food and fashion to pop culture and current events. See you soon.